The New Mexico T'ai Chi Chih Association welcomes you to this incredibly wonderful day. We're gathering to celebrate Justin Stone's life and his life's contributions. I just want to quote something from Charlie Brown that I encountered. And Charlie Brown apparently was quoted one day as saying, "There's no heavier burden than a great potential." And Justin Stone was born with a very great potential, and he actually followed an adage that I found in a book when I was mulling about what to say. And this is a quote from H.L. Hunt, and it said, "Decide what you want, decide what you are willing to exchange for it, establish your priorities, and go to work." And as we see all these different elements of his life, you'll see that he really has lived that philosophy. I had dinner with him last night, and I said, "Justin, you've always said that discipline and patience are the main things in life." And he said, "Just discipline." The rest will follow. The piano, after lunch, Justin will be playing some of his compositions on the piano, and Ginny will be telling you where that is.
Together a few questions here for Justin. And I want to start with the future. What is your greatest hope, Justin, for the future?
It's not a hope, it's an expectation. I expect eventually medicine to accept T'ai Chi Chih. There's so many things that they cannot touch or attempt to touch, and the experience has shown that T'ai Chi Chih will help. Is Jim here?
Yep.
Well, two Jims, yeah. Dr. Jim. He's becoming acquainted with T'ai Chi Chih, and he's seen a good many things happen with it. So my expectation for the future is that under you, Sister, it will be accepted, perhaps eventually worldwide. The previous class, before the one that just finished, was in northern Italy with some French people in it. I think that will carry over, and I believe that T'ai Chi Chih was sent here with the aim of healing many people. That's not the only purpose, however. T'ai Chi Chih, as most of you realize, is a spiritual discipline. And the people who do it practice regularly and faithfully receive a good deal for the inner life from it. So what better than a nun to lead you into the inner life?
I think that's an important statement when Justin talks about T'ai Chi Chih as a spiritual practice, that it is not a religious practice. And even though I look kind of religious, I'm not here to represent any particular religion, as you all know that. I'm here really to to be for Tai Chi Chih. I was going to say to work for Tai Chi Chih, but I think if the concept, which I do believe has been divinely brought into this world through Justin, that it doesn't need to work.
Well, if you need confirmation, I just talked, to Liz Humphrey. Where are you, Liz?
Justin here.
Can you say,
Justin here.
not just call her the miracle woman. 2 brain cancer operations. Take a look at her smiling face. And there are many others who will be cited as examples. But healing is not the only thing that
Justin also mentioned about the teacher training that happened in Italy. There were 11 Italians and 2 from France that are now teaching in those areas, and we have teachers in many countries. Most of them are individuals or 2 or 3 people, but Tai Chi Chih is spreading internationally. So when we talk about the international community, it certainly is international.
Sandy is the one who taught the class in Italy. I don't know what language you taught.
English. Christina translated.
Were the people doing Tai Chi Chih well?
They had a marvelous teacher who prepared them very well, from the inside out.
Think of a training when the trainer's speaking English and the teachers are translating that into French for their students and Italian for their students. And then comes a question, which from Italian or French, that needs to be translated into English. It was a very different type of teacher training.
Well, one other person deserves credit for starting Tai Chi Chih. Carmen Brocklehurst made a television program which was expected to last for 1 season. It's now in its 14th year playing around the country. And that is spread. We know that it is spread because in New York, we bumped into 2 people, spoke Spanish to Carmen and English to me, and they said, "Aren't you the Tai Chi lady?" And I said, "Yes, she is." I said, "How did you know about it? Where are you from?" They were from South America. Carmen, what country were they from?
Quito, Ecuador. Ecuador.
From Ecuador. I said, "How do you know about it?" "Well, we saw the television program." So Sandy, them, through their intensives and their retreats, are spreading Tai Chi Chih. And I must say that the performance of Tai Chi Chih is getting better. It's not perfect, but it's getting better. Let's go ahead and see what happens.
Okay, just one other comment, Justin. During this teacher training we had in Albuquerque, there was someone from Maine, a teacher who came to audit, and a teacher candidate, now a teacher from Hawaii. So when you just consider those 2 parts of the world, it's quite wide, isn't it? And pretty soon we're going to embrace the entire world, if not the universe. You know, we don't know what's beyond our Earth, but you know, we might get there someday too.
Well, here we have North Dakota, and here we have Louisiana, quite a distance apart.
And how many other states do we have? Just raise your hand if you're out of New Mexico. Well, that's a great representation of Tai Chi Chih teachers from at least in the United States. We've heard Justin speak many times about his experience in the Orient, in Japan. And you were told one time, Justin, by a teacher to be the big hermit. The big hermit, I guess, of us. The big hermit to bring your teaching to the world.
Well, we have very good representatives doing that. And each time we have a teacher's training course, of course, we get new ones. And as I spoke about yesterday, it's become part of the T'ai Chi Chih community. Most people seem to feel very gratified to be part of the T'ai Chi Chih. As for this today, which I'm enjoying, my reaction to it is a big plus over nothing.
I wouldn't expect any other reaction from you. What would you say was the most important experience of your life? That's a pretty tough question, I know.
I really don't know. Two that stick with me, and probably will always stick with me, occurred in India. One, when a group of students from the university there took me on a long trip to meet a great yogi. They said, "You want to see a great yogi?" And I said, "Yes." So we went to a place, a house, which didn't have a roof, which had birds flying around inside, a couple of animals, and one guy was roasting marshmallows. And we said we came out to see the yogi. And they said, "You can't see him. He's been in Samadhi since noon yesterday." We said, "We'll wait." We sat down and waited, I don't know how long. And I looked up, and I saw a man in the doorway with just a loincloth around here. And he looked as though he was drunk. He would support himself by leaning against the doorway. This was the great yogi. He came in, sat down cross-legged, didn't look at anybody. And one by one, the students who called themselves the Young Turks, they didn't believe in anything, forgot about that and ran up and kissed his feet as is customary in India, a mark of respect. And then after they had finished, I came over and sat opposite this man. And it was the strongest influence I've ever felt. He kept holding his hands as though he's explode if you let go. I don't know how long we sat there. Finally, one of the students said, "Hey, we have to go to school tomorrow." And I got up. He never said a word. I don't know what language he would say to him. We got outside, and one of the students said to me, "Why didn't you ask him a question?" In other words, I'd ask him a question, and then the whole secret of the universe would be forthcoming. But it doesn't work that way. We got in the car and took about an hour and a half to get back to the town of Baroda. And the influence that man exerted, the strength without doing anything, has stuck with me. I've never experienced anything like it. The closest thing to it was when I was driving in the car. I found a man that was willing to drive me into the Himalayas, where a friend of mine arranged for me to go to an ashram and stay there. And it began to rain, and it was raining very hard. And we were going along the road. I guess one car might pass there every 2 hours, something like that. And suddenly we were behind an ox cart. There were 2 oxen pulling a cart, and on the back of this cart was a young fellow, maybe 14 years old, something like that. And he was dancing in the rain. And he was shrieking with ecstasy. It was a picture. I thought I was looking at a picture of Krishna. I looked for the flute, but I didn't see it. And here he is back to dancing mostly with the neck. And I was hoping the driver would drive slowly so that we would keep seeing this. But he didn't. He passed, and that was it. But I would swear that I was looking at Krishna, who is an avatar, an incarnation of the Lord. And the ecstasy that he expressed is what I think life is supposed to be. Those are 2 experiences that have stuck with me and have an influence on me.